Welcome back. This lesson is going to be about delivery, verbal communication. We said we had nonverbal and verbal. We just discussed nonverbal, realizing nonverbal trumps verbal. Let's talk about verbal communication. The first element is pronunciation and enunciation. If they can't understand the words you are saying, they will never understand your elevator speech. Very important. And very important to listen to yourself, record yourself, because you may think you're very distinct in the way you speak, but you may not be. You may mumble. You may slur words. I found that out myself. Very humbling experience. But if people can't understand the words you are saying, they will never get your message. And you want them to get that elevator message. The second element is projection. If you talk too quietly, they'll never hear you. Talk to the back of the room. Sometimes there's a microphone that might be necessary in a very large room. What you don't want to do is shout. Nobody wants to be shouted at. So project your voice. Talk clearly and distinctly. If you really want people to listen, lower your voice. We lower our voices when we're telling secrets, don't we? Don't lower it so low they can't hear you, though. Inflection is the next element. You don't want to talk like R2-D2. That is very boring. You want to have inflection in your voice. It makes a huge difference. Let me give you an example. We perceive really good speakers as experts. We perceive really good speakers as experts. Makes a difference, doesn't it? That's what you want to do. Have inflection in your voice. I was working with the president of a company once on a year-end presentation to his people. And I said, what distinguishes your company from the competition? And he said, quality, quantity, excellence. Well, I said, those are great things. Let's think about those three words, how they should sound, what you want them to mean. And we came up with quality, quantity, excellence. Hear the difference? Huge difference in how you inflect. I have taken a sentence and worked ad nauseum, changing the inflection point on different words. Do it, listen to yourself, tweak it. It's worth it. Inflection makes a difference in how you come across. Now our next element is cadence. You don't want to talk so quickly people can't understand you. And you don't want to talk so slowly you'll put them to sleep. Vary the cadence of your presentation. Usually when you're giving an elevator speech, you'll give it too quickly. We're nervous. We talk quickly when we're nervous. I've given 5-minute presentations in 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So practice. 45 seconds or a minute, that's a long time. You don't have to rush it. The idea is they get your message. Practice the cadence. This element is the toughest. Very tough. We want to fill that empty space by saying something. But when we pause, it gives our audience an opportunity to listen to what we've said. It gives them an opportunity to digest it, to make a comparison with other things that they know about it. If we've said something funny, we certainly don't want to speak over it. Pausing, in my estimation, is the most important of the verbal elements of communication. It's powerful. In fact, here's a good tip. When you first stand up, rather than start to speak right away and say, my name is, pause. You'll get everyone's attention. Very, very powerful. Because if you don't pause, it looks and sounds like this. Well, those are the verbal elements of communication. I want you to practice them. Don't take them for granted. Just because you speak, and we all do, doesn't mean you do it well. And when you're up in front of that audience with that speaking opportunity of delivering an elevator speech, you want to do it well. If you follow these tips on delivery, that elevator speech will be no sweat.